today we are going to plan together. I feel like whenever we're planning for the future, we also need to reflect back on what this year was like. Hopefully that can be a stepping stone for our next year. Every step leads us to where we need to be and who we need to be. But the first thing I want you to do is to reflect. Grab a notebook and you're just gonna write 2024 reflections. We're gonna list out January all the way to December, and I want you to just kind of think through what were the biggest highlights of those months. Whether you were traveling, whether there was a life transition that really changed you, whether it was a fun event, or maybe something really difficult happened. I do want you to write down all the good and the bad that happened each month. So this is a plan with me video. Let's do it. Let's set aside some time, and however long this video is, I hope it takes you that amount of time to really reflect, and we can do this together. I'm just gonna write down some highlights, and then what's also helpful is to look through your photos and to see, what happened in January. My husband and I went to Vegas with some friends. Oh, Singles Inferno watch party. And I'm literally just writing it out horizontally. Oh, I had a Castlery collaboration I was super thankful for. Moving on to February. In February, I got chosen to be part of the Scribble Squad with Notability, and they flew me out to Austin, Texas, and I just got to hang out with a lot of creators, and that was honestly best, sweetest content creation trip I've ever had. Then my dad also got into a car accident in December, but January, February was where we were really feeling the repercussions of it. It wasn't his fault, it was someone else's fault. That was pretty hard because I know it was really stressful for my dad. Whether it's good or bad, all of these events in our lives really have a purpose, as difficult as it is. So don't discredit that, write it out. February felt like it lasted 3 seconds. And then March, my birthday month, I actually flew to Madrid for a Domestika course talking about how to become a YouTuber and just kind of my journey and my life and all the tips that I have learned along the way to get to where I am today. It was such a sweet experience. The team was so amazing and we finished it pretty fast. I did feel separation anxiety for my husband, but you know what? We gotta do things that make us feel uncomfortable to grow. And then I turned 32. And then in April, my husband and I went to San Francisco and then to San Diego. So sweet. And then in May, I went on a girls trip to Vancouver. I love trips. June was like the end of my first year as an educational facilitator and going back to work after being a full-time content creator. I really like this job. July was our summer bonanza. My husband and I went on so many trips, it was kind of insane. So we went to Hawaii, came back. We went to New York, came back. Went to SF, came back. Then in August, went to Vegas again. Honestly, Vegas has such good food for a good price. You can get pretty cheap, nice sweets if you go during the weekdays. And my husband and I celebrated our 2-year marriage anniversary. Yay, marriage! This is actually our 9th year together. September, I was just working. Mentally, I was also kind of struggling with a couple personal things in my life that I guess was kind of throughout the summer too. I think it's slightly better now. October, we went to Hawaii again in hopes that I could relax and learn how to chill out, which I think I did kind of. November, just chilling. In December, I do have a lot of trips planned for next year. And then let's talk about what did we learn this year? Is that friendships change, sometimes for the better, and sometimes you drift apart. Not everyone is meant to be in our lives throughout our entire life, but if you can make an effort, definitely do so. But if you've tried and you realize it's just not the same and it's not what it used to be, it's okay. People change and you are still loved and you can still love them. Number 2, I am not in full control. I am someone who likes to plan. I like to control what I can control. There are just so many areas of our lives that we can't control. Sometimes things just don't go the way you planned, and I just have to trust the one who is in control, which is the Lord. 3, give wholeheartedly and not out of obligation. Whether it's your time, whether it's finances, and give the amount that you can do so cheerfully and wholeheartedly and not out of obligation, because obligation leads to resentment. And if I could describe this year in one word, uncontrollable. Maybe a better word is surrender. Surrendering, learning how to surrender because we were kind of forced to surrender. I'm gonna habitually surrender it to the Lord and say, God, I give this to you. I'm gonna do what I need to do to be responsible, but at the end of the day, it's your call and I will follow. Let's jump into 2025. So I like to write down and it helps me focus and stay organized. But I've used xTiles before and I mentioned it in a video, but I'm gonna use xTiles to plan out my 2025. And xTiles is an easier alternative to Notion. And I like it because I can be a lot more creative and flexible with the templates. So xTiles is a digital planner where it has alerts, calendars, reminders, but I love that you can customize the layouts to look the way that you want it to. You don't have to stick to a rigid app of just, this is where you're gonna put whatever it is. You can literally move everything around. You can change the colors, you can resize things, and they also have a bunch of free templates that you can use too. So I'm gonna actually use a template for my 2025 planning, and you can use this one too. I'll make sure to leave the link below. Let's get into it. I feel like templates are helpful because when I'm just looking at a blank screen, it can feel very daunting. But we're gonna write down some tangible goals for 2025. And tangible means you're able to measure it. It's like, what are you going to do to get to your goals? And I have that in my winter art goals video too. And then goals are just words on a page until you put measurable action items to help you get there, to ensure that you're staying on track. So make sure to click the link below and check out xTiles for free right now. Let's get into it. So this is the 2025 yearly goals planner. I'm just going to remove a few things that I don't need. Like, it is the year of the snake, but then it's soon going to become, it's the horse. I'm just gonna change this to a calendar instead. And then I did make a copy of the template. If there's things you see here that you don't want or need, like I'm not gonna do 75 hard, so I'm just gonna go ahead and right click and delete that. Okay, future life. This is up to you if you wanna keep this. I'm gonna table this for right now because I don't think I have the brain capacity at the end of the year to plan out. The next 6 months I can definitely do. Next year, yes. But 3 years or 5 years, let's scoosh this over and we could table it for now. The most important goal I achieved. Ooh, this year I'm really proud of stepping outside of my comfort zone, and I was able to manage, you know, problems like my luggage being lost and all of these things. But yeah, being in situations that made me feel uncomfortable, but being able to figure it out, I'm proud of. And then being able to film a whole course. So I'm gonna go through and just like fill these things out. And what inspired me is seeing a lot of people, women that are older than me at church, who just talk about the Lord in such a way where they're so trusting in his goodness. And I think sometimes I have this self-pity mindset of like, woe is me, life is so hard. But remembering that God is still good despite all of those things, despite the hardships, and seeing things in a more positive way. Like, for some reason, the Lord has allowed this to happen and I'm gonna trust him. Just being encouraged by that. And many moms at my church have also reminded me how beautiful it is to wait on the Lord and to trust in his timing for all things. And hearing those things is very much necessary. And I'm grateful for a loving and supportive community in our lives. I'm gonna continue to write some more things I'm thankful for this year. And also the lessons which I wrote down in my notebook. But let's go to 2025. So a big goal for 2025 that I have to travel internationally with my husband. Due to some circumstances, he has not been able to go with me for the last few trips internationally, but I hope next year he will. I am planning to go to Korea and Japan. I'm so excited to go back. Some other goals, I guess, grow my Instagram and YouTube by being consistent and producing good storytelling storytelling content. So rather than focusing on numbers, I feel like I've been doing this for so long. To me, the numbers really don't matter at this point. Like, I'm just trying to be better every day, and I want to share more of my life with you guys in a more personal way. And I think I can do that through storytelling. And hopefully those stories can help you feel comforted and to know you're not alone. Continue saving 40%. 50% of our income. So these are some of the areas that I'm working on. I ended up finishing my planner, and this is just a way to kind of reflect and see how's it gonna go. And again, plans can be flexible because we may plan all these things. Many are the plans in a person's heart, but the Lord directs their steps. When I look back in my life, there are definitely things where I'm like, oh, I thought I wanted it and it didn't happen, but I'm okay. But one of my favorite things to do is to kind of write down things I'm praying for and just see what the Lord does, or see how the Lord changes our hearts. So I hope that this video helps you guys plan out your new year, and Happy New Year! And thank you to xTiles for sponsoring a portion of this video.